ask leaders to tell me about the competitiveness of their organizations, they usually start by rattling off a long list of favorable metrics about the company. It's not uncommon for these senior people at the top of an organization to get 7 or 8 items deep in their list before they mention the people on their team as a competitive strength. This in itself is often an indicator of other problem areas in the organization. Once we get through that positive list of competitive advantages, I usually ask them to tell me about a competitor that might be doing a better job in some areas than they are. Here I get all sorts of answers as well. Some are rationalizations, some are market related, and yet others are obstacles or barriers that present challenges. There's really no limit to the number of reasons that a leader might tell me that another company is more competitive or stronger than they are. Sometimes it's product advantage, sometimes it's market conditions, sometimes it's just more favorable tax treatment. This all makes sense, but you know what's never really on their mind? They never say that XYZ competitor thinks better than they do. In my experience, that's one of the biggest competitive advantages that they're up against. They tend to think that if we hire smart people, develop a strong product offering, properly segment our marketplace, and actively engage our clients, we're automatically going to rise to the top. So we work hard on developing sales skills, marketing expertise, refining our organizational administration, and striving to be better leaders. But how much time do you really spend making you and your team better critical thinkers? When I ask this question, I find that most senior leaders are receptive to considering both the fact that this might be an area worthy of being exploited and that it could be a significant reason that they aren't number one in their category. What comes next is always the same. They tell me that they really don't have any idea how they'd go about making their team better critical thinkers. Now, if you think about this in totality, it seems quite challenging and it might even seem insurmountable. The key, like most things, is to break it down into actionable components. Let's talk about the key elements of what it takes to be a great critical thinker. If we want to break it down into actual components, we need to think of it in terms of the process that allows us to quickly but fully take in as much relevant information about the situation as possible. Then we'd need to effectively evaluate the situation and analyze all this new information that we've gathered. Once we figure out what information we have to work with, we need to dramatically develop our ability to draw the best conclusions from this volume of information that we're analyzing. Now, it's unlikely that you're going to be making major decisions that are available to you in this critical thinking process all alone. That means we need a stronger methodology to explain and discuss issues and the possible solutions with colleagues and other stakeholders. That's right, communication capability is one of the 5 critical skills that we need to develop if we want to be better critical thinkers. And then lastly, we need to work on becoming better problem solvers and use this to focus our efforts on executing our solutions in the most effective way. Becoming better critical thinkers can transform your competitive advantage in your marketplace, and it can be the catalyst that helps move the organization to the head of the pack. It all starts with a proactive plan to break this complex process into actionable items that we can work on. If you become a better observer, a stronger analyzer, more adept at drawing conclusions, and communicate with your colleagues and stakeholders more effectively, the problem-solving part of the equation will be far less intimidating and you'll be far more successful.